Hi there, it's Donovan, and welcome back to the special hour. I can't even keep track anymore. We were that far into it.
We're 35.
35, yeah. Only the most professional, as we are keeping up with this streak, and I am back in the country, yes. And I'm back to meet up with Mr. Dean, my co-host.
What's up, everyone? It's Mr. Dean, Donovan's co-host, and today we have a temporary third co-host. We are welcoming Nintendo Hero.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me on.
Of course, dude, it's a pleasure. So, for anyone that is unfamiliar with your channel, what do you do on YouTube? What can they find over there?
Well, the name probably gives it away, but I talk about video games, mostly Nintendo stuff.
What?
Yeah, I know, shocker.
Wait, I could have sworn you were like a Microsoft channel or something.
Yeah, I thought you loved Microsoft.
That's my
I thought that was your thing.
second channel, you know. But yeah, I just kind of talk about video games I care about, which most of the time is Nintendo. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I talk about games I grew up with. Sometimes I talk about modern stuff, kind of all over the place. So
just a little bit of everything. I know you're we'll touch on this in a little bit, but you're also a pretty big connoisseur for Wii Sports Resort, which I will virtually dap you up for that. One of the greatest games of all time.
100%.
But yeah, so usually we start these off by just kind of talking about what we've been over, or not what we've been over, what we've been doing the past week or so. So what has everyone been up to? Has there been any interesting stories or events that's gone on?
Some fun things, for sure. I guess I'll go first. Well, I was playing one of the greatest multiplayer games of all time yesterday with some of my boys. Clubhouse games. We spent like an hour playing blackjack, just yapping about whatever, and then we played the most tense game of Ludo. I can't believe we let a clanker beat us. It was infuriating. Literally, the only control in Ludo is one button. It's just one button where you just roll the die. And somehow, it is the most tense. It's so tense. Why is it so tense? I don't know. Mad fun. Yeah, that's what I think that's what I've been up to. I can't really recall anything else. Hero?
Yeah, I've been pretty normal. I've been working on a video, which is nice because I've been pretty busy recently, so I haven't had a lot of time to work on my channel as much as I would like to. So it's been fun to work on a video, and I just finished editing the audio, which is by far the worst part of the process, so I'm excited to actually get to the video part.
How extensively do you do? Like, do you just do EQ and like noise reduction, or do you go even deeper than that?
It's mostly just EQ, yeah, and then just deleting all the times I messed up the same sentence like 10 times in a row, you know?
Yeah, we are definitely boring the viewers so much right now. just talking about EQ editing.
The behind the scenes stuff, yeah. But yeah, it's been pretty normal for me. I'm excited to get a video out. It's been a while for me, so yeah.
Cool. Donovan, am I allowed to go?
Yes.
Okay,
well,
thank you.
I actually remembered one last thing, but you can go.
Well, no, you go first. Tell us about that one last thing.
This might sound like deja vu to you. I forget if I told you, but I had the nerdiest conversation of all time. It was so fun.
I already know. You told me
the
this.
virginity was off the charts. We were watching Return of the Jedi, and we just started going into Star Wars lore. We asked each other like, what starships would we pilot? Like I said the Emperor's Eclipse Star Destroyer Dreadnought or something like that. We went over like the names of the Ewoks. Apparently that main Ewok dude is actually a father, and we're like, damn, what are we doing wrong? That was a really fun time.
Hey, Hero, do you want to replace Donovan on the show? I don't really want to talk to this guy.
Anyways,
this amount of virginity cannot be healthy.
The virginity alarms are going off. What'd you do, Mr. D?
Well, so this past week, for the most part, was pretty chill. However, I did go to a kickback at one of my friends' houses, and this was my first time playing poker. So we were not actually gambling, but what we were doing instead, yeah, Donovan's disappointed now. But what we were doing instead was like, if depending on how many tokens, or what are they called, chips? Depending on how many chips you put in, you have to like take a shot for every single chip.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but because I was driving, I wasn't drinking. So this one other guy that we were playing with was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, Matthew, like, I'm going to, like, whatever you bet, I'm going to take a shot for. And I was like, you're going to regret saying that.
So how did he end up?
he definitely did not drive that night. That's for sure. Yeah, I'll just put it that way.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. But what was bad though is I remember at one point, because this was my first time playing poker, I was like, dude, this shit is so fun. And then someone was like, keep this man out of Vegas, dude. Like, dude, like poker's fun though. We should do like a special hour poker.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what game has poker?
I was just going to say, you need to play Balatro.
House games. And Balatro.
True, Clubhouse Games.
All right. Well, speaking of what games we've been playing, though, let's get into our special selects, which is a segment that we do, right, Donovan?
Apparently. I had no idea.
I like how we're keeping that bit going even after like 5 episodes.
My one little mishap.
Yeah. So, for anyone that doesn't know, special selects is just whatever games we've been playing over the past week, or if there's no games we've been playing, if you've been watching movies or whatever pieces of media you've been interacting with. We'll go in the same order we did previously. So, Donovan, what have you been up to the past week? I swear, if you say Hades 2 again.
Guys, I'm not even going to entertain the thought. So, I'm introducing a new sub-segment of Special Selects. What the fuck was Donovan playing on his iPhone one time?
Oh, God.
So, I will be talking about What the Golf. What the Golf is a really fun mobile game. It is that wacky, strange, surprising energy that I crave. I crave that chaos. And What the Golf delivers, you might think it's a golfing game, which is true to an extent, but there are times where you are not launching a golf ball, you're launching a cat, you're flying a car into a bunch of bowling pins. A lot of weird scenarios. There's there's space segments which are basically ripped from Mario Galaxy. There's 2D segments, 3D segments. Really fun mobile game. Go play it. Other than the big H and the big F, I recommend What the Golf.
What the Golf? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what to say. This is.
It's very fun.
I haven't played a new mobile game in a long time.
Well, Hero, you're normal like us. Donovan is the person that every week we come back onto the special hour. He's like, so yeah, I've been playing this new brain rot mobile game called fucking like.
It's because not everyone wants to hear me for, I believe, probably a month straight. Oh yeah, I've been playing Hades 2 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
I feel like, Donovan, you're the type of person that's going to come on here and then be like, oh yeah, I've been playing Pet Simulator on Roblox the whole past week. That's all I've been
don't count on it.
Hero, what have you been playing the past week?
Yeah, I haven't been playing any one thing really specifically. I've kind of been bouncing around like a million different things. Nothing's been grabbing me.
He's been passed around.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was so out of pocket.
But I've been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake because I'm in the mood for Resident Evil because of 9 coming out. So yeah, I'll probably get 9 eventually, but once it goes on sale. And then I started a new indie game called Rift of the Necrodancer. It's a rhythm game. I've been having fun with that.
Is that a sequel to Crypt of the Necrodancer?
Yeah, same people. It's more of a sequel. Standard rhythm game, but music's super good. It's taken me a while to get used to the gameplay, but cool. I'm having fun with it.
You know what? Have you ever played the original Rhythm Heaven?
I haven't played the original, but I have played Fever and Megamix.
I was gonna say, because I remember we talked about this on one of the episodes, but ever since they announced Rhythm Heaven Groove, I am pretty excited about that. But I don't have a ton of experience with rhythm games. Yeah. So maybe that's a genre I need to just start kind of digging my teeth into.
Yeah, the Rift of the Necrodancer actually has a couple mini games that are very Rhythm Heaven inspired, so it's helping me get in the mood for Groove because I'm super excited for that game.
And what's that like Zelda-like game that's like Cadence of Hyrule. Mm-hmm. I want to try that one out too.
Yeah, that one's fun.
As for me, I've honestly been playing a pretty good variety of stuff, most of which I'll probably save for the upcoming episodes as I slowly start diving into them. But the one I'll bring up today is I've been playing Animal Crossing City Folk, which is so random because I currently have no footage of any Animal Crossing game. So I was like, okay, I want to start gathering footage, but I don't know which game to start with. And normally I would have said like, all right, I'll play New Horizons since it's right there on my Switch. But For some reason, I didn't bring my cartridge with me to my apartment, so I just don't have that right now. And New Leaf, I need to delete my save data from years ago and restart on a new island. But I have Animal Crossing City Folk, and I was like, all right, you know what? I've never played this game. Time to see what it's all about. And it's very derivative of kind of the what you would come to expect from a modern Animal Crossing game. It's very similar to the original. Instead, the main differences between that and the original is that the villagers aren't dicks like they are in the original game. There's random new features that they added in. Like apparently, whenever you run around, you start degrading the grass in your village, which is stupid.
Oh wait, I heard of that. Was that also part of New Leaf, but dramatically lessened?
Yeah, I think it's still in New Leaf. It's just not as bad.
Yeah, that's just a stupid feat. I don't know why that's in it. The other thing that's not good is the motion controls are really wonky. For the most part, it's I think it's okay whenever you use a nunchuck and you're using the analog stick to run around, but whenever it comes to pointing at the screen, it becomes really finicky trying to like fish or catch bugs or whatever else. But it doesn't ruin the game. Like I've still been having fun. The little city area is pretty cute. And then I've also been gathering a little bit of footage of the original Animal Crossing on GameCube, but that is definitely not my first time playing that game. I grew up with that one. So I can't remember if I've talked about it, but I'll wait until a future episode to dive into it.
I forget that City Folk is also the game that debuted the Wii Speak. Anyone remember the Wii Speak?
That's true. I don't own one, but that is true.
Terrible peripheral, but
I mean, there's
congratulations
a
to City Folk.
Yeah, no, I mean that is an honor. Yeah, and I was gonna say the other main game I've been playing, and I was texting Donovan about this, is Pikmin 3, specifically Pikmin 3 Deluxe. But I'm gonna wait to talk about that until probably next week because I want to actually like finish the game before I start diving into it. But my short and sweet thought so far is I've been missing out on Pikmin all these years. So with that being said,
definitely.
Are you guys ready to talk about some other fun? I was about to say, are you guys ready to talk about games? But we've actively been talking about games, so that would be really weird.
For so long, we just don't talk about games, and then this podcast.
We currently have on a pretty interesting character right now because one thing I've always find interesting is like whenever we have on a guest, trying to be like, okay, what is their niche? Like what can we bring up that really sets them apart from the multitude of other creators? And I can't say I've ever found a creator as enthralled with the Wii series as the person we have on today. Even if you aren't familiar with Nintendo Heroes channel, you might have come across his Wuhu Island documentary before. So I was immediately like, okay, I gotta pick his brain about Wuhu Island. So what was it that originally like pulled you into being so fascinated with like not only playing in games that have Wuhu Island, but actually like researching and learning more about the area?
Yeah, so Wii Sports was like the first video game I ever played at a friend's house. The original Wii Sports, so that game is what introduced me to gaming entirely, and then I played Wii Sports Resort also at a friend's house, and just like the island vibes and the atmosphere and everything about Wuhu Island and the sports on it and everything, I was just like, I was enthralled. And so I eventually got Wii Sports Resort for myself, and I played it a ton as a kid. It was like one of my favorite Wii games. I played it so much. Yeah, in the depths of the pandemic in 2020, I was just wondering, because I'd played a couple games that had Wuhu Island in it as kind of a background thing, and so I was wondering like how many other games had Wuhu Island, so I started looking it up. Turns out there were a lot of games, so I just kind of ended up...
A lot more than I thought there was. I was re-listening to the video the other day, and I was like, I just don't remember that game existing. Like, if there was like one where it was a demo for the 3DS or something, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, in the early 2010s, it was kind of like a default location that Nintendo was using in a lot of games featuring Mii's and stuff like that. So I thought the history of it was interesting, how it started in Wii Fit, and it looked different, and like... I don't know, I was just weirdly fascinated by it, so I threw it all together into a big script and made a video, and for some reason, people were also as weird as me and watched it, so...
that is the video that I first seen of you before we even first met. I'm like, oh yeah, the Wii Sports Resort guy. I forget. Did you mention in your video that Wuhu Island was also in just the Wii Sports demos before it even3 Did you mention that?
I think I mentioned it. That on the E3.
Donovan, don't question the validity of the video.
as I said, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think
since I've seen
I
that.
think I talked about the plane demo at E3 where there was kind of a early beta version of Wuhu Island. Yeah,
they've always had this island in mind ever since that demo, and they just kept stretching it on and on until they unfortunately nuked it with what's its Spaco Square. Whatever that is.
It's kind of funny. I always kind of assumed I'd have to like make an update to that video because when I made it, the most recent appearance of Wuhu Island was Smash Bros. Ultimate, and still to this day, that is still the most recent appearance of Wuhu Island. So that video is still current and up to date, unfortunately.
Well, or fortunately, because it means you don't have to like update the video at all.
True. Yeah.
Okay, so there is one thing I want to pick your brain at though, and that's let's just put ourselves in a hypothetical world where we did for some reason get a sequel or a remake or whatever of Wii Sports Resort, okay? Because as we all know, that game it's peak sports resort, you know what I mean? It's one of the greatest games of all time. With that being said, let's just imagine for some reason we got Wii Sports Resort Nintendo Switch 2 edition. What would we want to be in that game? Like, are there any alterations, any features we would want? I think this would be a fun little Socratic seminar, you know what I mean?
I mean, the thing that I keep coming back to is like, I just want like this big almost open world version of Wuhu Island where you can walk around as your me and just like explore it totally freely.
Kind of like Go Vacation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. So it's like, because you can already explore the island in the plane flyover mode. So I think extending that to being able to walk around as your me, kind of like Nintendo Land too. Like, you know how you walk up to the different mini games and that's how you can enter them. I think that would be a really cool way to, like, you can walk to the swordplay arena to start swordplay or walk to the bowling alley to start bowling. Like, I think that would be a fun.
It would make it more immersive. Because also, I think you mentioned this in that video too, but part of the appeal of the island flyover is it's the only time in Wii Sports Resort where you kind of get that feeling of being able to explore the world, but even then you're not really, like, I mean, you are exploring it, but like what you're saying is you're fully able to interact with it. I mean, let's say we really spread this idea out and you're able to, like, there's just randomly Mii's walking around and you can like talk to them, albeit it would probably be very scripted conversations, obviously, but I mean, that would still be kind of cute.
You get to talk to Matt.
Yeah, he has a lot to say, I can tell.
And also, like with the island flyover, that's something that they also kind of expanded upon with Pilot Wings Resort, which once again, I think that you mentioned that in the video. Well, you definitely did because you were talking about all the games that Wuhu Island was in. But like with Pilot Wings Resort, even though they added more, they fleshed out the actual gameplay of flying around. One thing I remember being disappointed about with that game is that they kind of removed a lot of the life of the island. A big reason for that, obviously, being the fact that it's not populated with Mii's, and maybe it's just me being nostalgic and like looking at Wii Sports Resort with rose tinted glasses or something. But I don't know, I'm just yearning for like a modern adaptation where they revitalize the energy and the life that was in, you know, the original Wuhu Island, but you're able to just freely explore.
There was some kind of magic that I felt with guys, I'm gonna put a huge disclaimer. I unfortunately do not own Wii Sports Resort. But
all right, get out of the podcast.
Oh man.
But there are a lot of games that have Wuhu Island in it, like Mario Kart 7, Wuhu Island and Maka Wuhu. Amazing.
Well, okay, not to be that guy, Donovan, but it's Wuhu Loop in Maka Wuhu.
All right, you get out of the podcast. And then for some reason I had Wii Fit, so I also experienced it through that. But there's just some sort of synergy that Wuhu Island had that made the Wii series come to life. And it's not just the wacky little Mii's, it's this, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's this vibe that Wuhu Island brought that made this Wii series a little bit more cohesive and whimsical. And it's definitely something that was lost with Switch Sports. And even though the Mii series, it's really basic at the end of the day. It's just avatars. But there's something about these avatars, these Mii's, that have this sort of magical energy that could be its own thing entirely, which it kind of is, since, like, you know, Tomodachi life is a thing. Like, Mii's have become its own thing, even if they are avatars. Like, when is the last game, like an Xbox avatar? Are there games about that? Like the Kinect games? Like,
Kinect Sports?
Does anyone have any connections to that? Is there that magic that Wii Sports has and that Wii series has? I don't think so. And
do you ever just randomly remember that Kinect Sports was developed by Rare?
By Rare. They were condemned to death.
I just randomly like remembered that.
I don't think I even knew that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have one more. I have one more Wuhu Island question for you, Hero.
Okay, yeah.
If you were able to visit in real life, like let's just say, because I wish it was real. Unfortunately, it's not. But let's just say you were able to fly there. You're playing Island Flyover. One of the Miis is literally flying you there. You're doing the same thing you do in the game, where the first time you boot it up, you do the skydiving and you land on the island right after taking all those pictures. Hero, what is the first sport that you're playing upon landing on that island in real life?
Man, first sport. I'd have to say Swordplay Showdown. I've always wanted to beat up
Classic.
a long line of people, hit them once and have them fall over. Feel like the coolest person ever.
You know what's funny is whenever I used to play the showdown mode, I used to do the strategy as a kid where you just randomly flail your Wiimote everywhere. You know what I mean? With no regard for what's happening.
Works pretty well.
Yeah, well, it worked really well. And one of my friends coined it as the pee-pee dance. So that's how I refer to it to this day.
When I was young, I was super young when Wii Sports came out, and when Wii Sports Resort came out, I wasn't knowledgeable enough about games. So I always saw this online or in ads. I'm like, why is there an island in my Wii Sports? There's something different. Why is there swordplay? What? I want to play a sword. Where is that in my Wii Sports? So the swordplay is something that I've always wanted to do. And then I eventually did in Skyward Sword and Nintendo Switch Sports.
Okay, and so also speaking of Miis, we didn't even have this planned in the outline, but I'm like, now I just remembered a video Hero made and I want to ask him about it. And we already talked about this with Mayro, so we don't have to touch on this for too long, but I know you are excited about Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which we on the special hour are as well. You already made a video about it, but what are some of the things from that video, or have your opinions changed at all that is making you excited, even compared to the original game?
Yeah, I think the reason I'm so excited for it is because as much as I love Tomodachi Life on the 3DS, it's a very limited game. You can play it for 10, 20 hours and you've kind of seen most of what it has to offer.
It's very monotonous.
Yeah, it just kind of starts repeating content at that point. So I think the reason I'm so excited is because they're taking that foundation that people love so much, the humor and the wackiness and everything, and they're just expanding it, going so much bigger with it. And then another reason I'm really excited for it is because it seems like they're going kind of similar with New Horizons with the level of customization and stuff. And in New Horizons,
yes,
it kind of took me out of it a little bit, but I think with Tomodachi Life, it fits so much better because you're already playing as this kind of god in the sky managing everything. So I think I'm going to kind of go sicko mode on the customization and go crazy with it, and I'm really excited to see how far you can take it. So
you know what feature I've gotten more and more excited about? At first I didn't even think much of it, but it's a thing where whenever a Mii walks up to another Mii, you're able to kind of put a dialogue thing in to facilitate what the conversation is going to be about.
Yeah.
I am going to have so much fun with that. I already know it's going to be, so I'm imagining right now, a Mii is married to another Mii, and then I just have the Mii walk up and be like, hey, I cheated on you, and I just want to see what unfolds from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would Nintendo program that?
What are the limitations?
See how extensive.
Yeah.
Is this going to be is this going to be a Scribblenauts Unlimited situation where you could just put virtually anything in and it'll just happen? Yeah, I'm so hyped about Tomodachi Life, and but is that the question is though? And once again, it's another thing that we didn't have planned, but it's kind of breaking in the last few days. But originally we were okay, Tomodachi Life has to be the best life sim cozy game of the year. But reviews of Pokémon Peakopia have come in, and I think we're looking at one of the greatest games of all time. Holy shit!
I'm fucking baffled,
dude. Donovan, it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon Peakopia, dude. It literally is Peakopia.
It has a higher rating
than any other Pokemon
Resident
game.
Evil 9.
I saw that.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Crazy.
Perhaps I might have been wrong on my impressions.
Donovan, I was telling you.
Yeah, I think you're getting the game. I'll play it with you over game share. I'll see what happens.
Are you planning on getting the game, Hero?
Not really. Because I think I don't want to burn myself out on life sims right before Tomodachi Life comes out. So I think I'm gonna pass on it for now. But I am interested in it definitely, and I think it's very possible that it'll have a higher Metacritic score than Tomodachi Life because Tomodachi Life is kind of like love it or hate it. I think there'll be a lot of reviewers who don't really get it and don't think it's funny. So I think Tomodachi Life, it's possible.
It's more niche.
Yeah, it won't review quite as well. So that's kind of crazy because I was not expecting Pokémon to be such a big deal, but it seems like it's super high quality. So that's good.
No, dude, I think we're looking at the next like Breath of the Wild situation.
Dude, this might be the Switch's killer game.
Dude, the way reviewers are talking about it, I'm expecting like the Messiah. No, because like I was already the one like fighting for this game. Well, okay, whenever it first was announced during that direct from like 6 months ago, I was one of the people that was like, okay, this looks like whatever. I don't really care. The more we've seen of it, whenever we saw the treehouse footage, whenever some people got like a 1 hour demo, I was like, wait, this game looks good. And then Donovan was making fun of me. And then now, look who looks like the fool, Donovan.
I was telling him, you're going to buy this game over Resident Evil 9.
Donovan, you bought the fucking Virtual Boy. And you're the one sitting here playing What the Golf while I'm playing Pokemon Peakopia.
What the Golf is peak? What the Golf is peak?
You know what? You're right. I've never played it. I can't comment. Maybe What the Golf is going to be the next Pokopia where IGN comes out and rates it 9.7. Okay, I don't know.
It's possible.
I'm impressed. I'm shit-faced. I don't know what to say. I'm like, wow, they might be
Pokemon
cooking.
Peakopia.
I have no idea.
Well, since we're already on Pokemon, do you guys want to talk some Pokemon? Since that's the main thing that has happened this past week. So this is very big because I'm pretty. I was going to say infamously, but that sounds way too dramatic for me having 900 subscribers. But I am well documented as being someone who has not really played any Pokemon game really ever. My history with the series is playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and I remember getting really bored with it. Sorry, I don't know if that's a hot take, but I've always been interested in playing like some of the older games and even like the Switch ones, but there's never been a game that's fully reeled me in and made me be like, I'm genuinely excited about Pokemon. And then this is where the Gen 10 trailer comes in for Pokemon Winds and Waves. And as we're going to discuss, this is like the first time where people watched a Pokemon trailer and was like, wait, so the game doesn't look bad. Like it looks, it actually looks good.
That's my reaction.
Yeah. Well, and Donovan, I know you've played Pokemon more than I have for sure. Hero, what's your history with Pokemon looking like?
I'm probably more similar to you where it's never really grabbed me as much as I know it grabs other people. I've gotten a lot of angry comments over the years on my YouTube channel from Pokemon fans who feel like I don't give it enough credit. And that's just because I haven't played, like I didn't grow up with kind of that peak Pokemon era on the DS with like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White and stuff like that. So I don't have that connection to it. So I think if I did grow up with them, I would obviously feel very differently. But the ones that I've played, I've enjoyed them, but it's just never really clicked with me. I think the one I've enjoyed the most was Pokemon Sun on the 3DS. Which is funny because a lot of people seem to not really like that game very much. But yeah, this new one is already grabbing me more than a Pokemon game has in a long time. So I'm excited.
No, I remember, dude, I was watching that trailer and that was but not only Pokemon, but like it's been a while since I watched a trailer and genuinely been wanting to play a game in general as much as that trailer. Like not even just the visuals look good, especially by Game Freak. No, yeah, I don't know what it was, but there was just some type of I don't want to be brain rot, but there's some type of aura that was emanating from that trailer. Like first of all, the starters are fucking adorable. Mm-hmm. Like I need Pom Pom. I need that. I need that Pomeranian. I like the opening of the trailer and how it showed us like the animation of previous games. I didn't even pick up on that at first because I haven't played the games. But the TLDR is I'm not only excited to play the upcoming game, but I'm even more invigorated to go back and actually try out those previous games I never gave a chance, because this is the first time I've felt energized by the Pokemon franchise. And I think also part of it's probably because Peakopia already piqued my interest before this trailer. So this is like 2 games back to back that made me yearn for Pokemon. So yeah,
Wow.
This is evil Mr. Dean speaking. Someone took over his mind.
Donovan, am I not allowed to be excited for a game?
No, you just were never excited about Pokemon for the longest
Donovan,
time.
you should be excited about this because for the longest time I've been like your cliche white Nintendo YouTuber
Yeah,
that doesn't play any
slowly
RPGs.
morphing.
Yeah, like I've
is
been like
evolution.
I've been the stereotype, and I'm finally slowly breaking out of my shell. Next episode, I'm going to come on the podcast and talk about how I played Final Fantasy fucking 13, and I'm going to be like, yeah, dude, fucking Nintendo sucks, fucking Square on top, you know what I mean? Like, RPGs are everything.
Hey, never say never.
Yeah, never say never.
Where did that come from?
I'm betting, yeah, I think it's confirmed it's going to be open world. So, building off the structure of Scarlet and Violet, that's great. And it seems to be greatly just improving the visuals. I will say they're not the greatest visuals, but they are the best visuals for Game Freak. Other than that third-party game that they're developing for PlayStation and Xbox. But this is the best looking Pokemon game. Or at least best looking mainline Pokemon game by far.
New Pokemon Snap also looks pretty good.
Yeah, very, very impressed with Game Freak. They did the bare minimum. They made a good looking game.
Dude, the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that water, 7.8 out of 10.
I kind of got interested in this game before it even officially got revealed because of all the leaks that came out probably
Yes.
I don't know, a month or two ago. And once I saw that it was heavily focused around like the ocean and underwater exploration with like impressive water graphics, I was already in at that point because you put a lot of water in a game with cool waves and let me swim around underwater and I'm in. Like that's all I
I'm
need.
getting a lot of Gen 7 vibes with the Alolan region.
Yeah.
Aloha region.
That's the thing. Like that's the region I kind of connected to the most anyways. So this kind of feels like a somewhat spiritual sequel to that. So
It's based on Indonesia, right? I think that's what I heard.
I think, yeah.
It looks very surprising. I'm pretty excited. I think I might have gone briefly onto Pokemon Scarlet, but I enjoyed the game enough. I mean, the open world Pokemon was a dream come true for many, and for me, it made the catching and battling experience much more seamless. So I really connected with that. It's just unlike Legends Arceus, I felt a little demotivated to finish the game. The only reason I finished Scarlet was because I got so far in the game. I'm like, oh well, I might as well just finish it here. So Scarlet is flawed, definitely in terms of the visuals. The visuals are it's a comedy. Their comedy routine was amazing back in 2022. But now it seems that they're building on top of that open world structure. I hope they bring in some elements from Legends ZA, even though I haven't played it. The battling system I hear is the best of the series, so I hope they bring some of that flavor to Winds and Waves. But they're keeping the open world structure. I like that. Maybe they can do better on load times. Hopefully traversal will also be very good with its legendaries. We'll see how that goes. Underwater exploration expands the world even more. The wild era of Zelda didn't even do that, which is funny. So
True.
pretty positive on this trailer for once.
Is there anything that you're hoping for with like the battle system or combat in general?
I don't know if they want to keep a different kind of gameplay with the Legends series. I don't know if they want to keep that separate from the mainline series, but I really do hope that they integrate that more real-time aspect to the battles in Winds and Waves. And also, I just hope the load times are faster, which it's probably a guaranteed, but that's probably what I want to see the most. And if we're throwing in, like, if we're mixing up ZA with Winds and Waves, then we might as well mix up, well, I think this was also in ZA, the catching where you just throw a Pokeball and you just gotta wait. You don't have to initiate a battle. Really just making things faster is what I want out of a brand new Pokemon experience, because sometimes it can feel monotonous.
Right. I think I said right as if like I've played Pokemon.
Right.
Like I'm just like, yeah, I agree for sure. I was about to say Hero too. What about you? But you also haven't really played Pokemon as much. But
I did play Legends Arceus, and I I had a lot of fun with it. It didn't like blow me away or anything, mostly because the visuals were kind of half baked. But I enjoyed the exploration and going out and seeing Pokemon running around in the wild and everything. So if they can take that and do it, in a bigger, better way with better visuals and more polished, I think it could be really something special. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, and so this is the burning question on everyone's minds right now, is because this game is coming out in 2027, which, by the way, I'm happy about, because it means that they're actually not rushing the game, which is good. But that begs the question: what are we getting this year? Like, what's the system seller? Because as of right now, this holiday season, it's a bit of a question mark.
Oh no!
Chat, what are we thinking it is? What's Nintendo giving us this holiday season?
I don't want to be a Nintendolan, but like,
here we go.
Yo,
where's 3D Mario?
Where's 3D Mario? It's got it can't be Zelda, right? Maybe an Ocarina of Time remake. I don't think the main Zelda team makes remakes, so they'd probably be outsourcing that. But like, other than that, what would it be? Splatoon Raiders? But that's a spin-off. Pokemon's not coming. I thought it was coming this year. I thought that was part of the leaks, but I guess they edited their schedule, which is probably for the best. I don't know what else it would be. Smash? Probably not. So 3D Mario, sure. Why not? Yeah.
Hero, what about you? What about you?
Yeah, I really have no idea. It's kind of exciting. Usually everyone kind of knows what the big holiday is going to be, holiday game is going to be, and I think everyone assumed it would be Gen 10 Pokemon, so now that this slot has suddenly opened up, I feel like the possibilities are endless, and for a few short months we can just imagine anything, and anything could be true, and then, it'll actually get
I have
announced.
an idea. What about a remake of Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Ooh.
I feel like that could...
And the Switch 2 has completely failed, and everyone actually sold back their systems, and it actually just went down below the Wii U.
Kirby's extra Epic Yarn.
Yeah, extra Epic Yarn. Where you could see the fuzz of the yarn.
No, it would be new. It'd be new Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn XL Definitive Edition,
wait,
Nintendo Switch
cooking.
2 Edition.
Yeah.
You might be cooking.
But so let's just say that it was 3D Mario. Like, let's just pan this out. Me and Donovan have already kind of talked about this, but I want to hear Hero's opinion. What are you wanting from the next 3D Mario game?
I mean, I basically just want a combination between Mario Odyssey and then Bowser's Fury, the side mode from the 3D World port.
It's like a more open world iteration of Odyssey.
Yeah, I had trouble believing that 3D Mario could work in an open world setting, and then Bowser's Fury came out and it just like works perfectly somehow. It's just like there's intentional level design that builds on itself and changes like once you leave an island, the level will change and you can come back and it's different. Bowser's Fury was so impressive with that I basically just want a huge, large scale version of that with obviously more content, because Bowser's Fury is pretty short, but sort of that Odyssey. I love how creative Odyssey feels, where like every new area is just like super inventive with fun new power-ups and stuff like that. So I think you take Odyssey's level of creativity and combine it with the format of Bowser's Fury, and I think that's basically a home run.
So would you want it to be kind of like a Galaxy 2 situation where it's built on the basis of Odyssey except expanded upon with the scope of Bowser's Fury? Or do you want them to add like new mechanics, but just maybe have some of the tropes of Odyssey that made it work so well? Maybe that being the incredible controls, or the basis of you're like on an expedition from like one area to the next. Or I guess, but then that wouldn't really be open world though. So I guess that's not really what you mean.
I definitely want it to be like a totally new thing, like not in Odyssey's engine or moveset or anything. I think probably the core thing I want from Odyssey to be in the next one is just like how fun it is to master the movement, because Odyssey is like just so satisfying.
It's like you don't necessarily want like captures to come back or like you just want like the feel of Odyssey.
Yeah, not like specifically the captures or anything like that. Just Odyssey has this spirit of like creativity and freshness where like that game is pretty short actually, because you can just like every new area is just like so much new stuff constantly, and I feel like that's the energy that I want. I know that's not really specific, but it's like a very specific Odyssey energy that I hope comes back.
Well, the trouble I have with labeling it as just the energy from one game is I like the energy from like basically every 3D Mario game. So like I could say I would love the Galaxy energy to come back. I would like the Sunshine energy to come, but like I agree with you. I think like having a vibe from Odyssey that's tailor-made with a more open world perspective, especially, I feel like that'd be a great way to showcase what the Switch 2 is capable of too. I mean, we already saw that with Mario Kart World. Imagine a 3D Mario with a world of that scale that actually is well integrated, and the levels feel purposeful, not just, arbitrarily placed around. I feel like that'd be really cool. I know one thing me and Donovan talked about before with the new 3D Mario game is we want actual creative themes for the worlds, not just...
I said, I don't want to see grass again. I don't want to see snow. I don't want to see lava. To do something weird with it.
Okay, to be fair, though, Odyssey did, in my opinion, a good job about that for the most part. Obviously, some of the kingdoms, you have your snow kingdom. Even those, they do something to mix it up at least. So like the seaside kingdom could have just been your basic like water beach area, but the water's sparkling water. Ooh.
You had a giant glass in the middle too.
Yeah. That was Mario rated E21 plus with the champagne
his nipples.
Finding it, yeah. I love that speedrunning category, nipple percent. Anyway, though, yeah, like I feel like Odyssey, a lot of the kingdoms did a good job for the most part about having their own inventive themes. Like the Cap Kingdom was unique, the Luncheon Kingdom is unique. I'm still a huge fan of the Ruined Kingdom. I wish that was expanded upon. But I know that's something me and Donovan talked about before, is just giving us some type of more unique, either themes for the worlds, or if you want to keep the world themes basic, find a way to make it interesting. An example, that would be New Super Mario Bros. U, that one level that had that Van Gogh art style. It takes a spooky forest theme and makes it completely unique to that one level, and something that we haven't seen across the entire series. So I guess finding a way for that game to incorporate that ethos with the world design.
I might have also, I think we did talk about this, but to reiterate, Galaxy had, or specifically Galaxy 1, had this cinematic flair that made everything feel so grand and important. This felt like a major event in the history of the Mario franchise. It feels like a national travesty the day Galaxy happened in the Mushroom Kingdom. It felt grand and important. I kind of want to see that back again, because for example, Galaxy 2, it just feels like another Tuesday. In Mario Odyssey, though it has some great moments, it does feel like another Tuesday. I mean, it quite literally opens up like another Tuesday where they're already in the middle of a battle. So I kind of want a new 3D Mario game. It doesn't have to go insanely hard on the story, but DK Bonanza also didn't go insanely hard on the story, and it had such a very heartfelt main idea. It had a great simple story that just hit the right notes. It even had fan service, but not like sloppy fan service that actually made sense and was in service to make a better story. I kind of want that more ambitious, I can't even speak today, ambitious flair.
And I'm imagining an ambitious Mario story.
Thank you.
I would love to see it. Like, imagine I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast. Like,
I'm Shakespearean Mario.
Well, that. But I was gonna say like a rated M Mario,
where they have Focus M. You gotta.
No, I'm just picturing like Mario jumps on a Goomba and just like blood is just like scoring. Okay, no, but like the Shakespearean Mario, that's more appropriate. Like I'm just imagining like a Mario game where it's like Celeste levels of storytelling. Like there's like this deep tale about mental health or something, and it's like I just cannot imagine Mario ever doing that.
I just want a good heartfelt story, just like Bonanza did. They could expand more into. I doubt they'll do this, but they can expand more into what makes Mario, maybe his relationship with Peach, expand some of those side characters. If there's a new companion, expand that. It's like just go for it. It doesn't always have to be 100% gameplay.
I would love for them to prove me wrong, but like I just don't think that's gonna happen because like the fact that we even had Galaxy sparely giving us story was a miracle because I remember like I could be getting the details slightly wrong, but Miyamoto was fighting for Galaxy to just be like your normal 3D or just Mario game in general where story's not included really at all, or at least it's not a focal point. And then eventually we ended up with Rosalina's storybook. But that's why Galaxy 2 ended up just having a solely gameplay focus and every other subsequent Mario game for that matter too. So I'm just definitely not getting my hopes up that we're going to get a story-driven Mario game. Believe me, I would love that. Like I am on the same boat as you. I think that the idea of having a Mario game that at least gives us something to grapple onto would be awesome. It's just not something I really see ever happening.
I don't want the story to be the focus. The gameplay should be the focus, but the story should be quality enough to service that gameplay. I mean, Nintendo develops their games, or they develop their stories around what they planned for the gameplay mechanics. And I don't think I want that to change. I think what I'm trying to say is, please get better writers.
Yeah.
Like for me, Galaxy in the opening of Galaxy, where Kamek like screams and then gets that he just knocks Mario,
just slimes out
dude,
Mario.
It's
Yeah, he knocks the shit out of him and sends him flying into space. So it's like that moment is so
awesome.
It feels like Kamek is trying to kill him. I want a moment like that again.
Do you guys remember like the first time you played that game and your Wii remote starts rumbling as the castle's being like uprooted into space?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, I remember the first time I played the game and I was like, I don't even know how old I was, and you just hear Kamek go like, and in Mario, you just see his lifeless body just soaring into space.
Yeah, just go, oh! They might have actually like shot Charles Martinet in the studio to get him to record that line. I mean, on top of that, they had the music, which is always going to be a banger, but those cinematic camera angles, it really did a lot to sell that vibe that this is serious, this is important.
What if, not saying this would happen, but what if we got a Galaxy 3? Like if that were to hypothetically happen.
I don't want that.
Okay, Donovan, I'm asking what if. I'm not asking do you want it. I'm saying like imagine it is happening. What would you want from Galaxy 3? Because I mean, we already have it. It's Astrobot. Astrobot is Galaxy 3. But like let's just imagine we had Super Mario Galaxy 3 officially released.
I would want like smoother movement because as much as I love Galaxy 1 and 2, he's pretty stiff in those games. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
but that's the thing is that my ideal Galaxy 3 would be changing a lot of what makes a Galaxy game a Galaxy game. So I don't think that would ever like work. You know?
I'm sure you would want the spring mushroom back, right?
Oh yeah. Wouldn't be Galaxy without that.
Well, one, the tighter movement, that is a great suggestion because Galaxy doesn't have only 8 directions of movement.
I thought that's Super Mario 3D World. Or 3D Land, one of the two.
Oh, well.
I could be wrong.
Well, the movement is great. I think there was something with either, was it Starfield or No Man's Sky, where you could go to different planets yourself. Even though, I mean, Mario would have to traverse galaxies to do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like giving that level of seamlessness would be pretty interesting.
Ooh, you know what I want? Okay, so on your whole No Man's Sky idea, I want it to be where Mario, like instead of a launch star, you just have Mario get into a spacesuit and just kind of like slowly drift his way, but they make it realistic. You do it and it takes like hours to make it to the next planet.
It takes 2 light years.
Yeah, but it's in the aim of realism. That's what the Mario games have been lacking. But this one's more realistic. Yeah.
I want a Star Destroyer to pop out of nowhere and start bombarding a planet, and Mario has to go in and destroy the ship before it kills anyone. And then I want a Death Star. It's gonna blow up the Mushroom Kingdom, and Peach is gonna cry. And I want Bowser shooting lightning out of his fingertips. Oh wait, he already did that.
What the fuck are we talking about? Like, I've at this point, I've lost track of what's even happening.
It's called Super Mario Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. How did we get here? Why are we talking about Galaxy
I don't know.
3?
Well, it started because we were talking about Pokemon, and then we were like, okay, what's the next big game gonna be? So we're talking about 3D Mario, and then I was like, oh, what if we got Super Mario Galaxy 3? And then Donovan was like, but I don't want Mario Galaxy MrDean44 and that's why I want Nintendo Hero to replace you on the podcast.
And I am moving out of the country once again, hopping on the pickup truck. Going back on the topic of the holiday game. What else would it be if we were actual industry analysts? What would realistically be the holiday
Donovan,
game?
We've literally had this exact conversation on the podcast.
Am I having
we've definitely I mean we could get Hero's opinion, but I feel like me and you have definitely already talked about this. Hero, what would your dream, like, if it wasn't 3D Mario, what would you like to see as the big system seller?
I feel like there needs to be Zelda something, like whether that's an Ocarina of Time remake or maybe a remake of a different game or just ports of Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, anything. Because like Zelda hasn't really had a strong Switch 2 showcase yet. I don't think what's it called, Age of Imprisonment really counts. I don't think that was really when I think like next gen Zelda, I think of like an entirely new exciting thing. And I think Zelda, easily Nintendo's number 2. And if you're looking at Donkey Kong Bonanza as kind of the game holding people over until the next 3D Mario, Zelda hasn't really had a full Switch 2 debut yet. So I feel like
that's a good point.
That would fit in the holiday slot well.
That is the one thing that's been stopping me from buying into the idea that we're getting a 3D Mario this year, is the fact that the Odyssey team was making Bonanza. So if hypothetically we were getting a 3D Mario this year, it would have to be a different studio making, or a different team making the 3D Mario, which is possible. I'm not fully there yet into believing it. Mm-hmm. Zelda, I could see, but it would definitely be too soon for a brand new 3D Zelda, because Tears of the Kingdom was 3 years ago, I think. 2 years.
Yeah.
Was that 2023? Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's too soon for that, obviously. If they were to do Zelda, it would probably be a remake, but it would a remake, unless if it's like a full ground-up remake, even then, is that a system seller versus an original game?
Yeah, I don't know about system seller. I just feel like because the next 3D Zelda is probably like 2028, 2029, they have to do something that feels like exciting for Zelda before then, because that would be like pretty far into the Switch 2's lifespan. So
yeah, I agree, but like how we were just talking about Ocarina of Time, that's already been remade. So I like, because any game that we're talking about for this holiday season would have to be a system seller, especially because at this point this year, I mean, Peakopia might be based on the reviews and how palatable that game is, but that's not holiday season. So like, I mean, Ocarina of Time has already been remade, so I don't see a remake of that being. Like, I think it would be awesome. I would love imagine Ocarina of Time in 60 FPS. That'd be awesome. But
I'm getting deja vu. I remember my answer to this Twilight Princess remake.
Yeah, that's another one I think would be really cool. And remember, whenever we had talked about this before, I was saying we could also get a 3D Mario remake, Super Mario 64 HD, Donovan.
Super Mario 64. Plus, 60 Mario plus DS.
Super Mario 64 DS Switch 2 edition.
Yeah. Whatever awful title they'll come up with.
The only other thing I could think of is Kirby, but we just had Air Riders, so I don't know.
Kind of an interesting spot, because the Switch 2 launch year didn't really have like one singular holiday game, which is kind of unusual for Nintendo, because there's Pokemon Legends ZA and then Kirby Air Riders and Age of Imprisonment kind of all launched in that holiday window. But I feel like none of those were like the sole holiday game.
Beyond Metroid Prime 4 Beyond technically was their holiday game,
I actually
but it's
forgot
not like a system seller. Like in 2017, Mario Odyssey was definitely the holiday game, but in December they also had Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is more closer to Christmas time. Mm-hmm. So maybe they can have a smaller, like Xenoblade Chronicles 4 could probably happen. Unfortunately, that is not a system
Yeah, that's
seller.
not... Xenoblade Chronicles, wouldn't that be more like a Metroid situation where it's a critically acclaimed game, everyone loves it, but it's not going to move units like 3D Mario. And I'm also hesitating to say Smash Bros, because I'm assuming Sakurai would be involved in it, and he literally was just doing Air Riders a year ago. So I mean, it's possible it could be Smash Bros. And we've already talked about this too. I feel like the next Smash Bros. Is going to be like the Mario Kart world of Smash, where it's not going to try to out quantity the previous game. It's going to do its own thing and reinvent the wheel, kind of. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see that being this year, though. I'm really leaning towards the most likely option is 3D Mario. Like Donovan said, I'm not trying to be.
It slowly became the most logical for some reason.
Well, it is because I mean nothing else really makes sense because Zelda. It's too soon for 3D Zelda. 2D Zelda, I guess, but do 2D Zelda games sell as much as the 3D ones do? I don't remember the sales data for it.
Definitely not as much, but they're no slouches.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it could be a 2D Zelda ? Maybe, I don't know. Kirby is possible, but I mean, we just had Air Riders. But I mean, I don't think we would rule out Kirby because of Air Riders, because by that logic, we would be ruling out 3D Mario because of Mario Kart World.
Did anyone remember today that? Yeah, today was an indie world.
We have an indie world today. I forgot about that. Yeah.
A lot of people are complaining like, "Oh, where's the main Nintendo Direct?" Like realistically, for me, I'm not gonna lose sleep over Nintendo not having a holiday game because I'm eating well with soon to be Resident Evil 9 and Tomodachi Life or What the Golf.
Dude, no, like I got Peakopia and Tomodachi Life to hold me over. Like I'm chilling for now.
Yeah.
And the Indie World did have some cool stuff too. I'm sorry for those of you that were expecting a new 3D Mario announcement in it. I yearn for you. I was really proud of that tweet that I put out right before the Indie World.
Yeah,
it was. Wait, let me pull it up. I'm literally loading up Twitter right now because I'm really proud of this tweet. I said. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, Nintendo tweeted out, join us, blah, 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 for the Indie World. I said, my predictions, new 3D Mario, new 2D Mario, Mario Kart World DLC, next mainline Zelda, Zelda Remake, new Smash Bros, new Animal Crossing, new Star Fox, new F-Zero, new $50 Amiibo announcement.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. Wait, we didn't even talk about Animal Crossing. What's the possibility of that?
Since they came out with Nintendo Switch 2 edition and a version 3, I feel like they did that just to hold fans over for a little bit longer. And plus, since the Animal Crossing team is the Splatoon team,
they're doing Splatoon really Raiders.
Cannot speak. Yeah, and they're doing Splatoon Raiders. Now the thing is, I feel like we've been debating this for a while. Normally, Nintendo's teams only work on one game at a time, but are they slowly changing that to where now, they're working on Splatoon Raiders and the next Animal Crossing or possibly the next mainline Splatoon? Same thing with Bonanza. Did they work on Bonanza and a new 3D Mario at the same time? History says no, but Nintendo is a growing company, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I'm really not trying to be like Delulu right now, but it has to be 3D Mario. Nothing else makes sense. It has to be. I'm not trying.
It just, the stars are aligning.
I know me and Donovan are really sounding like Nintendo Land clones right now, and I'm sorry, but it has to be 3D Mario. It has to be. This podcast is going to age so bad.
I don't think there are many games that can live up to the holiday slot. Like, I think that's why everyone's going to 3D Mario. It's like that just fits the grandeur of that slot so well. So I understand, the hype behind it.
I feel like the only other two big holiday ones would be Zelda, which, like we just said, probably won't happen, like at least an original Zelda game, and then Smash, which probably won't happen because Sakurai was just directing Air Riders.
I thought the guarantee would have been Pokemon Winds and Waves. I thought that was in the leak, but apparently we are wrong, but I think that is for the best because Game Freak desperately needs more time to make Pokemon games. I mean, Beasts of Reincarnation, they probably had like 6 years to develop that, and visually, the game looks pretty damn good. It trumps anything a Pokemon game ever dreams of being.
Mm-hmm.
So to summarize, it's probably either 3D Mario or new Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn HD Definitive Edition XL.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Kirby one.
Yeah. All right, so that is it for the special hour, episode 35. Thank you again, Hero, for joining us on this episode. It was great to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so for anyone who liked your voice or the things that you had to say or whatever, where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah, my channel's name is Nintendo Hero. You want to check it out? I have some videos that are pretty old. I've made my channel.
I have some videos.
I made my channel when I was 16, so don't go too far back, but yeah.
Donovan, where can the people find you?
I am DonovanDud on YouTube, making some review videos of games. And I'm also on my Discord server, the Nintendo Boys. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. What about MrDean44?
Yeah, well, I mean, he said my username for me. That's me. I'm MrDean44. I'm on YouTube. You can find me on both Blue Sky and Twitter. And I have a Discord server called the Dean Kingdom. And Donovan, this time you'll be proud of me. There was actually some messages sent this time, so it's not dead. You can join. We're alive. We're thriving. Yeah, we are not on life support anymore. We are thriving. So we would love to have you join. Bye.
Bye.